Hey man, shout out to the playback. Few things today, not a whole lot. Few topics, man. First topic we're gonna talk about today is gonna be Philly boxers. I haven't used this particular what you call it app in a while. StreamYard. I've been using Restream, but we're gonna talk about that today using this app, StreamYard, aka SchemeYard. We'll talk about Philly boxers, and we're gonna talk about pullout game. Let me share my screen with y'all. I'm gonna be dropping the link. Do that immediately because I'm gonna need some help with this question that I have today, and it revolves around Philly boxers, man. I want to go to a particular interview I saw a few days ago. Upcoming bout December the 6th, PBC card. It's gonna be taking place in San Antonio, Texas, where Stephen Fulton is coming up in weight. He's at the 130-pound division now, and he's looking to face Shocky Foster, the WBC champion. Um, Hold up, y'all. Let me get this. Let me get my son together. Hold up, y'all. All right, my bad. Um, but anyway, let me see where I left off. Shaky Foster is going to be taking on Stephen Fulton, defending his title. Fulton is trying to prove that he is a pound for pound fighter, where he can go up in weight and show his elite ability can translate over. But we'll see. But I want to go through this, man, because there were some things said by Stephen Fulton, and we know that Gilly and Wallow are Philly residents, and they back Philly, no matter if it's the Eagles, probably the 76ers, if it's Jerron Boots Ennis, Stephen Fulton, anything probably associated with Philly, for the most part, they're going to get behind it and support it. But I find a lot of times that, the outside chatter is a lot louder than what takes place in the boxing ring, in my humble opinion, when it comes to Philly boxers in 2025. I'm not talking about no other year, but I'm just talking about like really over the last few years, the the chirping in the media about Philly, whether it's talking about when it's sports, especially in boxing, seems like it's just been a lot of chatter, but the noise isn't so loud when it pertains to resume and overall performance versus quality opponents. But let's go through this, man. I'm the Black Horseman. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the Playback Gang.
Let me ask you this question. You started off at 122. You moved up to 126. You might have had like a cup of tea there. And then you went to 130. And you picked him out. Right here. You told me you was picking him out. Like, I knew this before he knew this. You're like, no, I'm going at those Shocky Foster. Like, so I'm moving right up, and that's what I'm trying to get a rumble with. Why you pick him?
Cause he had said something like he had mentioned me before when I was like at 122. I mentioned something about the 130-pound division. He had said something like I forgot. It was along lines.
Welcome to the division.
Yeah, it was something like that, right? So I was
Move that mic up just a little bit more. We want to hear everything.
Mind you, I'm sitting there like I don't know how long ago this was, but he felt some type of way about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, you ain't even the champion at that weight class yet,
Right?
So like I'm not even worrying about you. Not like I worry about champions. Me
Right.
personally, I worry about champions, bro.
Right.
Like I don't disregard the ones that's not champion because you still gotta watch them. But my main focus be the champion. So if I'm speaking on 130, I'm speaking about the champions. But like he said, I was speaking about everybody at 130.
And what he said, he'd welcome. What you say? You're welcome.
I'm a welcome.
I'm right
Cause
here
I feel
too.
like I feel like it was my division already. You feel me? Like it is now. So if anybody's speaking like it's just sweet up there, come on, I got you. I welcome you for sure.
So I mean, I can respect Stephen Fulton's perspective. When he had his eyes on 130, he was eyeing the champions. That's some big champ shit in the sense that you're not looking for no contenders. You're not looking for no tune-ups. You're looking to jump right in there and compete with the top dogs, and prove that gain your respect out the gate. And I respect that. Another Philly native don't have that type of confidence. Jerron Boots Ennis had to get a tune up going up in weight in his first fight at 54. Shout out to him. He got the first round knockout. I don't know if it's gonna go that way for Stephen Fulton in his first fight, stepping up. He's fighting a world champ. He's not fighting a Luis Lima Bean type quality opponent. He's fighting a guy who is a um, proven champion. And I think that this is a very, very intriguing matchup. Um, although I hope um, that Stephen Fulton realized what he got in front of him.
That's
So,
how I felt about it.
so when it came across the table, you chilling, you at the crib. Cool Boy said he want that rumble. That you said a couple years ago when he was at 122. He said he want that rumble. How was you feeling?
Honestly, I had a bigger, tougher fight in front of me, and I said that to that one first. That one fell out, and this will mess y'all up. But yeah, I mean, they asked me about Keyshawn. You see what I'm saying? So I was gonna be able to keep my title and go up and fight him.
Man, that's something right there, though. The mere fact that Oshaki Foster had the Keyshawn Davis fight on the table and was going to go after that, I mean, I got to give him respect because a lot of us know, despite the immature acts of Keyshawn Davis, um, earlier this year, him and his brothers, DB3, uh, Keyshawn still yet remains one of those elite fighters in the United States. He's one of those ones that has been mentioned with, you know, the you say the next rising superstar after the Shakur Stevenson, Tank, and all of them guys. He's kind of been like a dark horse. But a lot of people know Keyshawn Davis with his skill set and his camp, his team. Being around uh, undisputed pedigree like Bud Crawford. That ain't no light work. So if he would have took the Keyshawn Davis bout, he would have got my major respect. And it just shows that um, he not looking for no light touches. He's trying to, put his name up there with the stars. So shout out to Shockey Foster for that.
35, but the negotiators fell apart. Then I swivel back to bro. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So I tried to pick the biggest challenge first, and then I was like, all right, that's an even bigger. Like this a big opportunity too. You
I'm
know
about
what
to
I
say,
mean?
I'm getting bigger than this right now.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I'm just saying.
And shout out to Lisa Bills, Timmy T, and Bruce Gas, Jazz, and more, man. I see y'all in the chat.
I'm just saying, as far as decorated, he's more decorated right now than Keyshawn.
LaRon, I see you, dog.
Right.
So when you say you had a bigger fight, why would you think Keyshawn is the bigger fight?
So you telling me before all this happened with Keyshawn, his buzz wasn't higher than any fighter out there right now? Like that's with a lot of people.
That's a fact, bro. Keyshawn really just, killed his own momentum with that dumb shit he did with his brothers, that little altercation that took place after his brother lost, you know. But definitely, man, Keyshawn Davis, man, had become a world champ and then, fucked it up. He missed weight, his opponent pulled out of the fight, and rightfully so, because he didn't want, Keyshawn going in there with that unfair advantage when he did all the work, stayed disciplined, and made weight. So understandable. And but before that happened, man, Keyshawn Davis was it was nothing but good stuff, said about Keyshawn Davis. As far as his fighting ability, becoming a world champ, being a professional, respectable young black man, to where it wasn't really no bullshit until after his brother lost, and then we started to see um, that he's got some growth to do. He's got some growing up to do. He's still got some immaturity, and he got to learn to keep his composure. But that's what happens, man. You can lose it all just like that, from one mistake.
Keyshawn had the buzz.
Okay.
You know it. He had the buzz. He just was
Listen,
on your
Keyshawn is my nephew.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But we gotta ask the questions.
Yeah, not for sure. That was my view of it. Bro had all the buzz, so I was trying to go. You know what I mean? I didn't know if he had something to offer or it was just top rank. So I'm like, that's where we going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what I meant by, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all for hitting the like button, man. Everybody that's catching the playback, too. Shout out to y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the night of the fight, why are you gonna win?
Man, cause I feel like I'm just better in every aspect of it. You know what I mean? Whether it's speed, power, ring, IQ, heart, grit, grind, whatever we gonna go through in there. I feel like I got it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking at.
Cool boy.
Niggas can't question my heart. So me personally, I don't know. Like, I haven't watched up on his career, so I don't know who he's fought that he can say he had like heart or was tough. But niggas know what I did. Undefeated after undefeated. 10 if you want to be technical, 10 undefeated fighters. I don't went to Japan when I already was supposed to move up.
I went to Mexico, Brody.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is
All right, what are you doing? Their little commercials. Interesting, man. Stephen Fulton went into the can't nobody question my heart. He went to Japan. Shockey Foster countered with, "Hey, I went to Mexico." That's one thing they both got under their, under their resume and then under their career, is that they have gone into, you could say, enemy territory and have gotten the victory. Difference is, would you call it? Shaky Foster was the challenger and won the title off the WBC champion, and then Fulton was a champion already and was unifying with Naoya Inoue. So, and we all know what happened from there. So we'll continue. And by the way, I don't own the rights to this content. This is all coming from $1 Million Worth of Game. Fair use. I'm just here to criticize and just, just for educational purposes and give my opinion.
with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Put it on the word. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mexico around the corner.
But you going to Mexico to fight a Mexican.
Come on, man. And I went to Japan to fight a Japanese. The pound for pound, one of the pound for pound greatest right now.
Right,
bro.
absolutely.
Niggas can't question my heart, bro.
Absolutely.
So when people start talking about that heart, and I'm moving up facing a champion, I ain't take no tune up and all that. So it's like when niggas talk about heart.
And I was saying that I give him credit for that. So it's funny. It would have been really funny. Like, I'm moving on. I ain't taking a tune up like Boots. But that's his Philly. Is Philly native. Philly brother and shit. Working the camp with him. So it's crazy how Stephen Fulton say, "Hey, I don't need a tune up." Stephen Fulton, who's in the same camp as Boots, don't need a tune up moving up to a new weight class, but Boots do. You know what I mean? And then he want to be out here calling out everybody after you knock out the tune-up, the cherry pick. So just kind of weird. LaRon say, every time I hear Gilly, I'll be waiting for him to say, "We want to see you fight." How many times did you go in there and ask for the fights, Tank? Yeah, man. So, these Philly podcasters and Philly fans, man, they gonna hype their fighters and do what they do.
I got that in the bag from the rip. When niggas talk about ring IQ, that shows. No matter how rough you get in that ring for me, I pull that shit out all the time. So ring IQ, I got that. Now when y'all want to talk about speed and power and all that, I can let y'all have that. Because when it's time to get down and dirty, I'm gonna get down and dirty. And why I'm gonna win is because my not just my accomplishments, but how I am as a person and inside that ring, bro. it speaks for itself.
Mm.
It get hot in there. It
Mm.
get hot.
Another big difference is that yes, they both went into enemy territory. One got knocked out, and then the other one actually won by knockout. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, no, Sharky Foster became champ. He was down on all scorecards and on all the judges' scorecards and got the knockout. And they was, no, I don't think none of the judges had him ahead. So he needed that KO and he got the knockout. Uh, Stephen Fulton, though, we give him credit for going into Japan, fighting a pound for pound fighter, and Naoya Inoue. But you got knocked out, and I think it was I don't know how many rounds. I'll look it up. I'll pull up the resume and box rec and all that in a minute. But yeah, that's another difference I wanted to point out. So nobody's quit. Um, you can look at it two different ways. Your heart, as far as being accepting the fight, getting in there and being willing to unify with no need to Donaire. But when you got in trouble in a boxing ring, you couldn't recover. You couldn't recover. Um, there was no way that you was gonna get up and beat the count of 10. You was out. You know what I'm saying? So question your heart. The question about your heart. No, you got a heart to get in there. You got a heart to go up in a new weight class and challenge the top dog. So I give you your respect, Stephen Fulton, in that.
In there, bro. And I be saying, everybody be saying they on their little shots. I be sitting right here, reading all that, bro. I sit right here because when at the end of the day, I'm the nigga that's gonna make that happen. Just like I just made that. Like I'm a part of the reason this fight happened, bro. I don't really sit back and go back do all that back and forth with my that ain't got no titles, or that ain't in my radar, or ain't nobody gonna give me the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You got the title and I want it, and it's sitting right there too. That joint,
Nah,
come
you
on,
can't. You
It's coming home.
that shit coming,
Hey,
that joint coming across
hey,
the.
hey, you know how many?
Yeah, go ahead.
He
Hey,
going across the bridge, bro.
hey, all that sounds sweet, bro. I went to Japan, bro. I went to Mexico and fought the dude that was 34-0 34-1 with 33 knockouts, bro. His promoter. I was a free agent. I didn't even have top ranked nobody behind me. I was by myself when I did and handled my business. They had me down 11-0. You know they tell me, bro, you gotta get a knockout to get a dub. What I do, go get the knockout, bro. So I like what you did. You went to Japan, but bro, my journey back to this mother, Nick can't question my
You
heart.
you
either.
wonder why that's different though? You had to go out there. I was the champion. I ain't had to go out there.
Yeah.
I took my shit over there
Mm.
and laid it on the line.
You do got a point.
And
Not
laid it
really
on the
had
line.
to go out
Not
there.
really.
He took his belt over there, laid on the line, and lost that motherfucker, man. Maybe you gotta say the whole thing, man. Tell the whole story. But yeah, that's true. Shout out to him. That was the difference. He talking about he had to go over there to fight to become world champ. Fulton didn't have to, but you did. You made that decision, man, and you got to live with that. You lost your shit. So you trying to get some. You trying to get some. You trying to get a new strap in a new weight class. So salute.
You had to go out there, bro.
Not
You
really.
had to
They
go get
played
that
some
shit.
dirty games. I really didn't have to, but they forced me because I was a free agent. You feel me? So I was
So
put in
you
a
had
position.
to.
So you had to.
I didn't have to do that.
So I had to. I went to Mexico and
You
did what I
kinda
needed
done.
to do.
You had
You
to.
feel me?
That's all. That's
12
all.
rounds. You
That's
feel me?
cool.
Like one of the rares to ever do that. Like come back down 12-0. 11-0. You feel me? Even though when I almost knocked them out in 11 round, they still had me down. You feel me? Come back 12, knock them out. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey.
See, one thing we do, we salute you. We don't shoot you. You know what I mean? We understand that you had a hell of a journey. You feel me? You ain't even have a promoter or nothing, and you accomplished a lot. So to be able to, come from the bottom, no promoter behind you, go whip some, become a world champion. That say a lot for your grind, for your hustle, for your heart, for your grit, for all that. So we salute you.
Nah,
You feel
right.
what I'm saying? Real talk. Because you ain't have it. He had a promoter from day one. But he was an
Randy.
outstanding amateur. You feel what I'm saying? He was an elite amateur. He had all of that, but I don't know about your
Hey, from the mud. That's our respect to Shockey. You know what I mean? He didn't have the same backing as Stephen Fulton. And from the mud, he became, he did what he had to do. He went into um, the champ's territory and pulled out the dub. He had to take the belt from the champ. That's exactly what he did. So big respect. And then that's what happens. Once you take the shit, then that's when the promoters and all that stuff, they gotta come around. Like, damn, hey, he got the straps. So, we want to be able to get our twos and fews, our fees off this, off this champion, we're gonna have to sign him. We're gonna have to try to see if we can, you know what I mean, and then actually look at him and see, is this someone we can develop a somewhat of a future with in the next 3 to 5 fights or whatever. So shout out to him, man. Paving his own way.
Amateur history,
Yeah, I was Olympic alternate.
Yeah, I know, but I know you was also running around here in the streets too,
Yeah,
doing a bunch of dumb shit too, right? But so he had a little bit more smoother journey as far as getting fights, but up to this point, you ain't fought nobody on his level because it ain't too many fighters that's got. How many fights you got total? 24?
24.
Man got 24 fights, man. Man fought like 10, 11 undefeated fighters.
Early in my career, though.
But what I'm saying is, it's no.
Okay, so like when they do this type stuff, right? Because I only really know of one dude that Stephen Fulton really fought. Um, that's really, I mean, not actually two. Brandon Figueroa and Io anyway. I'm gonna be real, man. I got to look at his resume again just to see, well, who were these undefeated fighters you defeated? And when did you beat these undefeated fighters? So when you fought, let's see, Figueroa, he was undefeated when you beat him. Angelo Leo, Arnold Kigau, Isaac Avalar, Adam Lopez, Adalberto De La Rosa, Joshua. Oh, he fought Joshua Greer Jr. Joshua Greer. He beat Joshua Greer in a 4 round. This man, what happened to Joshua Greer? I interviewed him quite a few times, man, back in the day. Shout out to Joshua Greer. I'm getting off track, but I'm just trying to see. His last fight was against Jason Maloney. Holy baloney, Jason Baloney got outboxed. Unanimous decision. Damn, Greer, Maloney's ass. But anyway, man, you can't win them all. But back to I don't know none of these ninjas with these undefeated records that Stephen Fulton defeated, man. I'm just being real. Um, so 3 people I knew of: Joshua Greer, that's the homie. Shout out to Joshua Greer. Isaac Avalar, never heard of him, and he went on to end his career 18-7. So when you fought him, he was undefeated. He went out to be 18-7. Up to this point. Arnold Kegayo, man, this dude is he's from Ukraine, but he looked Filipino or Japanese. Um, and he got a fight coming up against Rafael Espinosa. He gets a title on the line too. WBO World Featherweight title. These little bony ass niggas be still staying active. And then Angelo Leo. Now I have seen him fight. So he only lost to Stephen Fulton, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to see what the hell they were talking about, man. All this, I think 10 undefeated fighters. 10 undefeated fighters, huh? Okay.
No other fighter in boxing right now, none, that got 24 fights and their half day fights is undefeated. It's nobody.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey man, bro. That's cool because you could have some 10 undefeated fighters, on your resume. But who are they? What did they do? You know, Brandon Figueroa is not all that to me, man. He another one of them malnourished ass kind of weight bullies. He need to be in a higher weight class. He doesn't need to be starving himself down to 122 or 126, man. I remember seeing a clip. A woman said some shit. No grown ass man need to be 126. grown ass man, 126 pounds. You know, yeah, that's just crazy work, man. But yeah, man, you dudes be hyping these Brandon Figueroas and Angelo Leos. No disrespect, man, but whatever, man. This is fairy weights, man. You know, that have starved themselves down. To compete. Don't eat to compete and shit. That shit weird.
And that's a, yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. It's nobody. I ain't jacking his Mac. I'm just speaking truth. If you could tell me, if you could pull up somebody else's record where they got 24 fights and they got over 10, 11 undefeated on their resume. I'm not saying they fight when they 6-0, a nigga 6-0. When they 7-0, a nigga 8-0. Come on, bro. Don't even do that because we really both prospects and we not even supposed to be fighting each other this early.
Yeah, a lot of times.
You feel what I'm saying? So when you speak like he is one of them.
I mean, look.
That's why I don't be having to say. I don't be having to say it. Like,
I mean, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll let accolade.
Of course, you ain't gotta say it when you got all your man fans saying the shit for you. But man fans can't win fights for you, man. They can't fight the fight for you.
And all that don't be mattering to me. Like, cause if you look at it like, if you look at it like I'm looking
Yeah, LeRon, that's all I'm saying. Who you fight matters.
at it, anyway was the elite guy he fought. That can compare to me. Any one of them guys, you can't tell me any one of them guys was at my skill level they fought. Them was little guys. And not saying that taking off because you was little too at the time, but it get different once you get in certain weight classes. You move up, it's speed, power, all that shit different.
That shit's funny. You a little nigga, man, but I ain't trying to disrespect them niggas because there was some little dudes, but you little too, but it do get different though. And this is when we can decide and determine if you really is a should be considered on a pound for pound list. Because y'all see what they did with Jerron Boots Ennis, man. They had just skipped to my Lou that fool up the rankings off fighting a cherry pick, bro. And I should be like, man, this should be overrated to me, man. Like the glazing be kind of extreme for Philly boxers at times. I'm not talking about like Bernard Hopkins and shit, but like after that, man, it gets a little dicey, man. It'd be like, man, these motherfuckers really that good? Like, say for instance, Danny Garcia, this whole farewell shit. It's just like, man, can you just go home, bro? Enjoy your businesses and get your fade touched up or whatever, But really, Danny Garcia, man, like it'd be crazy work. And then now rumors about Danny, not retiring and fight. No, stay retired, Danny. We don't want to. Yeah, man, you done enough, bro. Just get out the way, you know. But whatever, man. That's my opinion. I feel like these Philly boxers, a lot of these Philly boxers be overrated. They had a lot of man fans with podcasts and microphones, and they love to just talk all, the good stuff about them. But it's just like, when you really start breaking down the details, looking at the resume, who they fought, you be like, nah, I don't think this man is that special. At least I haven't seen it yet. You got to get in front of somebody else who's special for me to be like, oh, okay. At least somebody who was like really good and proven for me to be determined like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy he's better than I thought. He's not overrated. He ain't overhyped. But I haven't seen it yet. I'm still staying I'm still staying, you know, focused on what have you done, you know, and these wins, yeah, it's cool to get undefeated records, it's cool to have these wins and look spectacular, but it's about who you do it against, man.
Like, you already know.
So
bruh.
you saying you
I
too
ain't-
big for him?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is when you get to them lower weight class, you might meet a Bam, you might meet a what's the other kid from Japan? Nakatani, I think he's from Japan. Nakatani,
Yeah, and I got them way ranked ahead of Stephen Fulton. Bam, Nakatani, that's a different class.
anyway. But you ain't gonna just see a whole list of elite people like you gonna see at 30, 35, 40. You know what I
You
mean?
can't say that. You know why you can't say
How
that?
not?
This why you can't say that, right? Boxing is like this. If you're a Hall of Famer at the first class he enter, you are you a Hall of Famer heavyweight? A Hall of Famer is a Hall of Famer.
That's
A
fine, but
great
I'm just
fighter.
saying. You asked me my. Y'all asked me my. I'm
Yeah, I
just
know what
saying.
you're saying.
I don't care too much about that because them guys is not me. Styles make fights. Y'all know, like Styles make fights. You know what I mean? So, like that's like when he said at the press conference he fought big dudes. Who? I fought 6 foot 130 pounders. You know what I mean? Like you say he took undefeated
Brandon
record.
5'10". I'm 5'7".
Brandon 5'10". Brandon's trash, bro. Brandon trash, bro. You know, you struggled with him in the first fight. You know, you made it a little easier in the second fight, but Brandon ain't never been all that, man. Brandon 5'10". Man. Right. You fought a dude who's starving himself down to 130. If you 6 feet, if you over 5'10" and you 130, kill yourself. No, I'm joking. But I'm just saying, bro, something's up. You need help, man. You need therapy, treatment, something, man. You do not need to be 5'10" and under 150. Like that's insane work, man.
No,
Brandon 5'10". I'm
who Brandon
5'7".
You
Brandon
said Brandon?
Figueroa.
He not really that big though. You know I'm talking about 6 foot. Dre Vargas 6'1".
Boy,
You know what I mean? John Fernandez 18 and 0 with 17 knockouts. He was 6
how many
foot.
top 5 opponents you beat?
I've been fight. I ain't fought nobody out of the top 5 since 2020, so I can't even tell you. Like ever since I fought Ramon, I've been having to fight everybody top 5.
He's a champ, fool. Stupid. You know, this ain't Jerron Booth in this interim type shit, homie. You gonna ask the champ when the last time you fought a top 5 dude? He's come on, bro. Stephen Fulton is just saying dumb. It's just a dumb question, bro. It's a dumb question, man.
I beat 3 of the top 5, and I was included in the top 5. And any weight class
But you got knocked out by the number one in your division. So hey.
I step foot in, bro. Any weight class I step foot in, bro, I'm top 3 automatic.
Bro, I expect you to be top 5 in any weight class you step in if you got the accolades to do it, to move up and then be like in the top 5. Like it ain't too many fighters that got that many accolades. But do it phase like do it matter to me?
It ain't gonna matter to
Nah, it
you,
really
but what I'm
don't.
saying is
It-
I
like, it
don't just
change how I
face them
feel.
motherfuckers because my accolades. I beat them. So what you top 3,
Number
we-
one, yeah,
top 3,
yeah.
and I'm moving in the weight class. Who I'm facing?
Y'all think it's sweet. Your coach think it's sweet. I gotta show y'all. You feel?
All right, y'all think this shit's sweet, bro. I'm telling you, dog. And really though, I think a lot of Philly fighters be thinking that shit. They be so caught up in the glazing going on around them and all that shit to where I think sometimes they be really believing all their own hype, man. Y'all niggas think, hey, I think they sleeping on Oshaki Foster, man. I think Stephen Fulton is sleeping on Oshaki Foster, you know. And it's funny, man. Hopefully he prepared though. But this is his first fight coming up to 130. He think it's sweet jumping in there with Oshaki Foster in his first fight. We're gonna see.
They think it's sweet.
I'm gonna be real about it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
be watching everything just like you, bro. I swear. Your coach be commenting too, Bozy. Yeah, I be watching all
What we
that.
supposed to do?
Nah.
Ain't that gonna matter when me and you in there though. That's the only
No.
thing.
That's why I want to show everybody. Like the accolades, the name, the coaches, the fans, everybody that's doing all that talking, and it's great. Cause I want to get all the love when it's over with.
I just want to know this though from Cool Boy.
Accolades don't win fights. We saw that in the Bud Crawford Canelo. Shit, Canelo was undisputed, had weight, all these achievements, going into that Crawford fight. Accolades don't win fights. Preparation, executing the game plan, being 100%, focused on the task, not distracted. not being deterred from the the ultimate goal, which is the W. Tunnel vision. So I see what they doing. They want to hype up the accolades. I don't know if they feel like this whole trying to prove to him, oh, I did this. I fought this guy. This guy was Brandon was 5'10". I fought the number one guy. I got slapped, but I fought the number one guy. So no, can't nobody question my heart. I mean, that all that shit is cool, but this is still new territory for Stephen Fulton. You know, and Shocky Foster is not the easiest guy to hit. So I look at the guys Stephen Fulton had wins versus. A lot of them were easy to be hit. They were there to be hit. You can go down the list, go look at the fights. There wasn't like a huge riddle to figure out with these opponents. You know, um, let your hands go, be smart, and sharp on your defense, and hit and don't get hit. With the guys that he had in front of him, that was easy for him to do. But when you got a guy that's countering you as well, a guy that's making you miss and making you pay, and he's bigger than you, more power, you know, possibly longer reach, been in there with guys way bigger punchers than you, then it can get different. It can get different for you to where, you're gonna have to be um sharp 100 for all 3 minutes of every round because we know you can get knocked out, Stephen Fulton. We've seen it, man. We've seen you. All it takes for you to lose focus for one split second and you out of here. You know, we've seen you get dropped and you couldn't recover. Now we've seen you in some other fights to get dropped and you did recover, but we see if you get caught clean on your chin, you out of here. So hopefully he stay focused. With all of this accolade, talk that they want to do. Hopefully you on point because there's a blueprint on how to beat Stephen Fulton.
What what make you
that door.
like you got some dangerous thinking. And the reason I say that is like you just love to smoke. Like where did that mindset get where you just like, all right, who next?
Philly.
Like where did that mind cause listen, this is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the just how the hardship of just keep going to different weight classes and saying, yo, my man, what's up? You right there. Yo, my man, what's going on? Like, how do you do
Cause
that?
like he said, Philly, but it was how I was raised, and people don't be really wanting that smoke. I'll look at a motherfucker resume and see who they fought. Top guys, I analyze their resume. I go down there who they fought, and there was one guy like he ain't fight no undefeated fighters. He never been tested. Everybody had a losing record. I'm gonna get him. I know he's for real. Let me get him.
Damn.
So that's how it be. Like I know I'm tougher than all these guys, and I don't come off that like that when I'm just talking to you on the street if I see you or nothing. But in that ring, it's just like I know they can't fuck with me.
We're gonna see, man. That's all all the footage I'm gonna play from Stephen Fulton, um, and Oshaki Foster. But I'm looking forward to this matchup. I think it's a very interesting matchup. It's a test for Stephen Fulton to see if he can become champion in a new weight class, and opportunity to see if Oshaki Foster can, you know, um, I guess shock the world again. Because it seems like according to Philly, he's the underdog. Oshaki's the underdog. Even though he's the champion, and he's got more to worry about with this little guy Stephen Fulton coming up into his weight class. So we'll see. There's been rumblings already in the past about Stephen Fulton saying he was gonna come up and you know um Oshaki Foster said, I welcome you. I welcome you to the division. So here we are. It's going down December the 6th. This is actually a really good card, same card as what you call it, Lamont Roach and Isaac Pitbull Cruz on that card as well. There's Erslan Delore taking on Zanabek. So that's a good ass card, man. And this is supposed to be the co-main event. So may the best man win. As of right now, I favor Oshaki Foster. I'm going with the champ. I haven't seen enough from Stephen Fulton um, that has that tells me he's one of the elites in the sport. I think he's a good little fighter, but um, and I do respect him as one of the very few PBC fighters that don't use the side of the street politics. You know, he's willing to fight anybody. You know, So I give him that credit. Um, he didn't have to face go after Shockey Foster. He didn't have to unify with Naoya in a way, but he chose that. And he's pretty much one of the people that have exposed PBC fighters, not verbally putting them on blast by name, but saying that as long as I wanted something for myself, you know, Al Heyman will give me that blessing, whoop de whoop. And um, but other people have made narratives in the past that it's one side of the street, the loyalty, all the whole thing, like it's gonna you stepping on Al Heyman toes if you go and fight a guy from another promotional company. And it's just not the case because Stephen Fuller said as soon as he told him that he wanted to not go anyway, he gave him the blessings. The anyway fight, he gave him the blessings. So um yeah. Um so that was my first topic I wanted to speak on is that in my opinion, I feel like Philly boxers are overrated. At least I feel Stephen Fulton is overrated. But maybe he'll prove me wrong. But we'll see. We will definitely see. And it ain't just Stephen Fulton. Like I mentioned, Jerron Boosin is. I feel like he's overrated too. I think he's a skilled guy, but all of these wins and stuff that he's gotten, who has he beat? You know, can you name me three elite guys on his resume? You can't. You cannot name three elite fighters on Jerron Boussin's resume. We can name an elite fighter on Stephen Fulton's resume, and he got knocked out by him. So I want to see these when these Philly fighters see that's the same thing with Danny Garcia. When he stepped up, started fighting the top guys in his weight class, then he started losing. He started losing. So they're good enough to get to the top, but are they good enough to remain there? And in most cases, with the very few cases like back in the past, like B Hop and the ones, and of that fabric, ever since then, it ain't been like that, man. It ain't really been a Philly boxer to just reign supreme at the top like that. Not off the top of my head that I can think for a long period of time. I haven't just, we got what? I think Tevin Farber might be from Philly. Who else? Yeah. So y'all can help me out in the chat if I'm leaving somebody out. Just the next thing, then we get out the way. We're gonna talk about the pullout game. Shout out to Charles, man. We was having this conversation. I came across this other topic, and he said, "Man, pullout game strong." And real talk, man. And I think this is becoming a huge issue in boxing. It's been an issue in boxing, but it's just getting out of hand. And what I'm talking about is these boxers that are pulling out of these fights when you got these opponents that are looking forward. They looking forward to their paycheck. They're looking forward to staying active. And then you got all of these fighters, you got some of these boxers that get so much promo and hype through podcasts and YouTube channels. And then when it's time to fight, something comes up. It's a paper cut, a splinter, weak shit seems like keeps these individuals out of the ring. Let me show y'all who I'm talking about, man. Um, Hold on. Let me make sure I gotta share the audio too. Cause I'm gonna share a little bit of this. Not a whole lot, but I'm gonna share a little bit of this audio that I'm gonna play. Let me get out your way. And that was enough though with this right here, man. Floyd Schofield Jr. Um, was scheduled to face Joseph Jojo Diaz. I'm not sure what date it was scheduled for, but a lot of us already knew that he pulled out of the Shakur Stevenson bout that was scheduled to take place on the Riyadh season. He got some mysterious illness out there in Saudi Arabia, allegedly, and these viral images spread all through the internet of him with these, tubes, and plugged into all these tubes in the hospital bed and all that stuff, right? So everybody just chopped, okay, he caught the whatever Ebola or whatever out there, and then now this JoJo Diaz bout, and then there's this particular channel, Mill City. Mill City loves Floyd Senior, and I guess now fight hype. But let me just play a little bit of this, and I'm gonna give my thoughts.
Fight Hype here with Floyd Schofield and his father Senior. Obviously, I'm hitting you guys up because I saw the news that you just recently put out there. Suffered a hand injury, got to pull out of the fight. Let's just jump right into it. What exactly happened? I mean, obviously, I assume something happened in training while you were preparing for the fight, right?
Yeah, I was sparring. I don't know if my dad posted the video yet, but I had threw an uppercut, and when I threw the uppercut, I kind of had my hand in the wrong, kind of like the wrong, what do you call it? Position. Was it the wrong position?
Yeah, right there. That to me, that's just you gotta look to your dad to finish your sentence. This is not even a complicated thing to say. What are you tongue tied about?
What do you call it? Position. Was it the wrong position?
I have my hand in the wrong. What do you call it? The position. Yeah, the wrong position. I'm thinking it's supposed to be a big, intelligent, sophisticated ass word. You need help from your pops to insert position pause into
Uppercut,
your
and when
commentary.
I threw the uppercut, I kind of had my hand in the wrong, kind of like the wrong, what do you call it? Position. Was it the wrong position, and it kind of just bent backwards, and then after,
Man, pause this whole shit, man. But anyway, it's too much. It's too much help from his dad. When he's talking, a lot from what we used to see from a lot of dad trainers. But I don't know what the obsession is with these YouTubers and why they make such a big deal about this duo right here. Now, respect to Floyd Jr. because he got a spectacular victory over Tevin Farmer in this last matchup. Shout out to him. Instead of doubling back on the Shakur fight, he wanted to get a tune up, or not a tune up, but he wanted to jump in there with Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer was coming off back to back tough matchups versus William Cepeda, where it was some controversy. But nonetheless, he lost. And Floyd Schofield Jr. got rid of him in one round. Um, I didn't expect that. I actually thought Tevin Farmer was going to school this young man, but he proved he shocked the hell out of me. But this guy, man, you know, and I'm not just trying to pick on Floyd Schofield Jr. because this could be a legitimate injury. But the thing is, man, it is a lot of these athletes that are pulling out of these fights that, and a lot of them are big fights, good fights that a lot of fans want to see. And I just wish that they would start posting paperwork now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the doctor note, because I don't be believing all of these stories all half the time, man. With these fighters, man, pulling out of these fights. Um, he was sick versus Shakur Stevenson. Now he got a hand injury. Same thing what I saw with Sebastian Pandora. Like, man, come on, dog. This is some soft ass shit, bro. You are 7'1", bro. God damn it. Use just one arm, bro. You already have an advantage, you know. And so I don't know, man. It's becoming a situation where the pullout game is becoming extremely apparent all throughout boxing, and it's always got to be the good fights, unfortunately, and it takes away from the the value of the sport. When you got these type of things take place. Now, if they're legitimate injuries, they're legitimate injuries. But I feel like, man, some of these dudes need to start providing paperwork, man. You know what I'm saying? Prove to the boxing fans, prove to the world that this is real. You know what I'm saying? And then you go about your business. But you know, uh, I remember Shakur Stevenson did have an injury, um, as well in the past. Um, I believe he presented paperwork, proof that he had a real injury. And I've seen these certain governing bodies put the pressure on them and tell them, hey man, y'all gotta get out here, y'all gotta prove that you have an injury. Let's see the doctor note and present this information to us because Some of these guys, man, it be questionable, man. So this is the second strike, man. This is the second strike for Floyd Schofield Jr., man. Pulling out a I ain't gonna say this is a much anticipated fight because nobody wanted to see him fight Jojo Diaz. But you know, and then I really don't know what they're doing with Jojo Diaz, man, at this point, man. I almost feel sorry for the guy. He always looked like he's depressed. Um, whether it's a press conference, whether it's an interview, whether it's a weigh-in, or it's the fight. JoJo looks the same way every time, man. He looked very happy and jubilant when he was in the lower weight class. Like I think the last time I seen him look like a happy individual was when he fought Gary Russell. Ever since then, man, I think he's just been having some a lot of dark days, man. And my heart goes out to JoJo Diaz, man. He been getting taking a lot of L's, man. I think it's probably about 6 or 7 at this point. He up there with Gabe Rosado and them, with the maybe close to 8 or 9 losses promotions, man. So pull out game, man, extremely strong. As of lately, you know, I don't like the fact that these dudes is picking on JoJo, man. When these dudes need to be actually stepping up and fighting world champs, they're picking on JoJo, and I don't like it, man. I'm tired of seeing Floyd Schofield Jr. and his pops, man, do all of this barking on Mill City Boxing and all these other YouTube channels, but they're not fucking doing nothing in the boxing ring, man. They're not doing it against the top competition. They've called out Tank for years. They've called out Shakur Stevenson for years, and the only thing they're doing is targeting has-beens, man, and dudes that's over the hill and dudes that's suffering from mental depression and shit. So you're not gonna get no respect when you keep targeting little champ shit. When you are targeting opponents with multiple losses, you know, your back-to-back opponents. Matter of fact, let me look this up real quick. Let's look at the combined losses of Floyd Schofield Jr.'s last two opponents. Let's just do that. How about that? You know, all these damn excuses to not fight. He was the only one to catch COVID in 2024 and shit. Everybody been past that shit, immune to it. He the only one needs soup and thermometer. Pull your skirt down, B. 19-0, 13 knockouts. So let's look. His last two opponents. What the hell? Where's Tevin Farmer at? Hold on. Oh, okay. So they go Tevin Farmer. I could have sworn he fought. Okay, so yeah. I don't know why. So I guess they took it off. I thought they had rescheduled it, but I guess the fight is just completely off. So Tevin Farmer had 8 losses. Well, had 7 losses going into the fight with Floyd Schofield Jr. Let me pull up. Let me see. I just want to get the JoJo's record. Look at JoJo, man. This is, I think, recent. Poor JoJo, man. Damn. JoJo look like damn the old ass man now. And he only 23. Like that nigga. Let me stop. Let me see. Damn, 8 losses, man. That's what I'm saying. 16 losses between your last two opponents, man. Why are the Schofields targeting niggas with 7 and 8 losses, bro? You are the number one. I believe he's ranked number one, if I'm not mistaken, in the WBA. One of them shits. And you out here targeting dudes with 7 or 8 losses. Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. Can't make this up, man. This is why I don't respect it, and I don't understand why these media individuals keep hyping and entertaining people who own little champ shit, bro. This is horrible. Let me see where he's ranked. I don't know how much longer he can make weight at 135 because Floyd Schofield. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I wonder if Floyd Schofield Jr. when he got sick in Saudi Arabia, I wonder if it had anything to do with weight loss, cutting weight. And I said this before. I wonder if a lot of these dudes know that they not gonna be on par for weight and shit, and sometimes they be faking injuries. Y'all know how these dudes be doing a little tricky shit. But anyway, yeah, Floyd Schofield is ranked number one in the WBA behind Javante Davis, whole ass, who was fighting Jake Paul, which he should be stripped. He should be stripped. But be honest with you, I don't know if that'd be even a good idea because they'll probably elevate Floyd Schofield Jr., who ain't doing a goddamn thing. They got this man ranked number three in the IBF and number one in the WBA. Not even ranked. He's not even ranked in the WBC no more. So he was dropped out of the WBC ranking. So he escaped the Shakur Stevenson fight. Floyd Schofield Jr., bro, this is some whole ass shit, bro. This is some sucker shit, if we being real. He's not even ranked. He was number one to Shakur Stevenson. Now it look like it's Andy Cruz gonna be getting that matchup. Wow, man. It's worse than I thought. Worse than I thought. And y'all out here giving these dudes free promo for nothing. For doing nada, as my Spanish people will say. Nada. Wow, man. And then where's JoJo at? Even in these rankings, man. Where's he even at? Oh no, it's worse than that. JoJo's not even ranked in the top 15. Matter of fact, is he at a lower weight class and they just pulled him up? Yeah, man. Floyd Jr. on some little champ shit. This man is not even ranked in the top 15, bro. And why would we expect that when he's got 8 losses? Oh man. Yeah. I haven't used these banners in a while. Because this is the StreamYard. But it remains the same. I'm gonna use this flame of shame to the Schofields, man. And flame of shame to the media platforms that keep giving these dudes promo, man. This is insane work right here, man. This guy is ranked number one in the WBA and number three in the IBF, and he's targeting JoJo Diaz, somebody with 8 losses and suffering from mental depression. Have several seats, man. He needs to be dropped out of each governing body immediately. If you're not trying to step up and face, see who the champs is. If you're not trying to fight Murataya, yeah, what about Raymond Murataya? You rank number three over there. Andy Cruz is ranked number one and number one in the IBF and the WBC, and he might get the Shakur Stevenson fight. If he gets the Shakur Stevenson fight, take your black ass and fight Raymond Murataya, man, who's 23-0. I'm sick of this shit, man. So, uh, Breaking news: this man no longer wants any smoke with Shakur Stevenson because he's getting completely removed from WBC rankings. Um, and it is either due to him not fulfilling the obligations of probably the 365 VADA testing, which they don't even fucking. Anyway, I shouldn't even brought that up because WBC is full of shit. But for whatever reason, um, that I believe is related to ducking, he's not related. He's not in the WBC anymore. And we all know that Shakur Stevenson hosted WBC strap. He was acting like he was, super excited about him and his dad, all this hype. Shakur Tank, Devin Haney, all that shit. Y'all niggas don't want no kind of smoke with them, man. You know, and that's the thing about it that I hate. But a lot of these y'all do this with these media platforms. This is why I don't have these little close relationships with these fighters and shit. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to keep it 100, and I don't want no kind of you know what I'm saying, um, attachments or biases to get in the way. You know what I'm saying? This is the sport of boxing. It's either big champ shit or little champ shit. This is little champ shit category right here when we talk about the Floyd Schofields. And y'all are giving these guys promo for nothing, man. Y'all were giving these guys hype because they were calling out the likes of Devin Haney, Tank, and Shakur. But who are they fighting? Who are they fighting? You know, pathetic, man. So this type of shit in the sport of boxing is why, you know, um, some people are accepting the Tank Davis type shit because a lot of you fools is doing this type shit. You know, and matter of fact, he actually had a comment like he, wanted to say something negative about Tank going after the Jake Paul fight. Motherfucker, you ain't going after nobody in boxing, bro. That's worth even mentioning. You ain't went after nobody good, man. You are still on this, I don't know, formula, man. This is baby steps. Similac moves right here, bro. You know, you ain't this ain't solid work at all, man. At all. Fucking pathetic, man. I wouldn't even waste my time interviewing you. For what? What kind of questions would you even ask? It get to the point where motherfuckers got to start saying shit. So, what do you think about this upcoming fight with what did you think about the Terrence Crawford and Canelo fight? Or what did you think? Because they ain't done shit in boxing. You got to ask them about other people's accomplishments. You know, and y'all just love to hear a lot of these dudes just talk about everybody else and what they doing. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Pulling out of fights. Shout out to Charles. Pull out game strong promotions. Flame and shame to Floyd Schofield Jr. until further notice, man. Get on some big champ shit, man. It's dudes around your age group that's getting to it. Abdullah motherfucking Mason, homie. He got a championship fight coming up, man, this year. I think next month, if I'm not mistaken. Younger than you. So these dudes love to talk about, oh yeah, this dudes is young though. They still developing, they still growing up. So is Abdullah Mason still developing? He was just a prospect like 3 weeks ago, seemed like. Now the nigga's about to fight for a world title. Yeah, man. It's the difference between big champ shit and little champ shit. This is little champ shit right here. Can't nobody else convince me until I see him step up. These JoJo's and Tevin Farmers is not getting it done, man. You know, y'all motherfuckers are making these guys YouTube celebrities for nothing, man. Nothing. You know, underachievers always getting these spotlights. Ryan Garcia does PEDs, never been a world champ, and they asking this guy his advice and giving opinions on former world champions. You know, hey Ryan Garcia, what's your opinion on Triple G? Yeah, my opinion is shut your bitch ass up. Somebody should immediately interrupt it. Shut your bitch ass up. Nobody care about. Who cares about what your opinion is? You're not going to the Hall of Fame. You're going to the Hall of Shame. You know, you're not even in the conversation of the Hall. You're not even in the conversation of champs. You're in a conversation of racist PED cheat, right? And somebody who's been knocked out, and somebody who had to cheat to compete. Is your category is it all? It's way left. But y'all put the motherfuckers that ain't done shit on a high pedestal. And all I gotta say is flame and shame, man. Flame and shame to y'all, man. Um, I hope your platforms fall off, man. You feel me? Because y'all promoting the wrong motherfuckers, you know. And like my homie Odie Glock say, a lot of y'all on the wrong side of history. You really are, man. And it's fucking pathetic because you motherfuckers can't decipher between real talent and real hype. You know, this is a super hype job. Uh, Promotions taking place in 2025, and you got these lame motherfuckers out here trying to help these guys become celebrities for being underachievers, and I just think it's pathetic, man. So yeah, man, may you individuals fall off until you realize that you have to change, get on some big champ shit to get respect over here. You feel me? Yeah, man. So man, shout out to the people that came through, man. Shout out to my peoples that came through. Um, Lisa Bells, I appreciate you. LaRon, Rasclot, shout out to Rasclot, I appreciate you. Flo Swerfield, shout out to One Two Kid. Floyd Schofield is the biggest ducker in boxing. Yeah, man. Salute to the UGC and the Truth Hurts crew. Mama Schofield Sr. is the wrong manager for him. We see a lot of that in the sport, man. A lot of fathers, you say, maybe good fathers, but maybe misleading their sons and giving poor business advice and opponent selections in the careers of their sons, man. Big shout out to Bruce Gas once more, man. The whole squad, UGC. Um, Visit the channels tab of this YouTube channel right here, UGC Flame. Check out those content creators. Give them a look, man. Give them a try. Hit the like button. Leave a comment on the content. And yeah, man. Before I go, I want to say Flame of Fame. Change this banner up. Flame of Fame to everybody that caught the playback. Flame of Fame to everybody that hit the like button. Everybody that tuned in for this, man. Appreciate you. And I'm gonna try to give y'all some more content later on in the week. And yeah, man, for the ones that's catching this, if you're a content creator, man, how about you get some shine to the big champ shit going on in the sport? I know that when it's uh, not a lot of big fights taking place, may have a dead week or a dead month or whatever. That don't mean you got to pull out these motherfuckers that ain't doing shit in the sport and interviewing them for nothing. Just to hear them say something about somebody who's really accomplishing something. And that's what I don't like. Y'all spend more time with a microphone and a camera in front of the faces of people that ain't one shit, and they got so much to say about people that have one shit. So, with that much being said, flame of shame, like I said, and y'all give me y'all thoughts. The ones that caught the topics today are Philly boxers overrated, and pull-out game is super strong in the sport still. And do y'all agree? And I just think that a lot of these fighters is just on some little champ shit, and they remain on some little champ shit because they fans applaud the little champ shit. They don't hold them accountable. Over here we do. We hold everybody accountable. When they do something great, we give them the flame of fame. When they do something dumb and they start ducking and doing dumb shit like that, we give them the flame of shame. You know what I mean? And we fair. We fair. And it's been the same formula, man. It's not changing. This formula works. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all's formula is all about attaching to the y'all's favorite guy or the most popular guy for the sake of your channel to grow and to get views temporarily. So when it's all said and done, you start to look like a thought going fighter to fighter, on some hoe ass shit. And then your fans start to realize that, oh yeah, you just a sucker. You know what I mean? You will suck off a fighter for an interview. And they know good and well none of that shit taking place over here. That's moist. So with that much being said, I represent that UGC, nothing else except for the TAC, Truth Hurts crew. And that's all I got for this one, man. Shout out to the playback once more. We on to the next. Peace.